Okay, so you won't believe what I heard about the royal family. It's all about Queen Camilla, Princess Anne, and a very valuable brooch, Queen Mary's lover's knot brooch to be exact. Apparently, there was some major drama brewing behind the scenes at a pre-memorial gala for the late Queen Elizabeth II. Let me paint the picture for you. Westminster Abbey, all decked out with candles, somber atmosphere, the whole shebang. Anyone was there, world leaders, royal family members, the works. Princess Anne walks in, head held high, wearing this incredibly significant brooch. It wasn't just some random piece of jewelry. It was a symbol of loyalty, love, and the enduring legacy of the crown. Queen Elizabeth herself wore it on so many important occasions. Naturally, the media went wild. Princess Anne reaffirmed her role as the Queen's most loyal daughter, the analysts were saying. It was a powerful moment of remembrance and respect. But here's where things get juicy. Apparently, Camilla had her eyes on that brooch for a while, and not in a, oh, that's pretty kind of way. More like a, that should be mine kind of way. I heard she was watching the whole scene unfold on a monitor in a back room with her daughter Laura Lopes by her side. Now, Laura is no dummy. She's smart, media savvy, and fiercely loyal to her mother. Apparently, she's the brains behind the operation. The word is that Camilla has always felt like she's living in Princess Diana's shadow, never fully accepted by the public. She saw that brooch as a way to change the narrative, to finally cement her image as the rightful queen consort. If she could claim the lover's knot brooch as her own, it would be a game changer. Laura, being the strategic mastermind she is, cooked up a plan to make it happen. It wasn't about stealing the brooch, mind you. It was about rewriting history, making the world believe it was always meant for Camilla. Talk about ambitious. Apparently, their first move was to forge evidence. They hired some shady archive editors from the dark web to create a fake news article from the 90s. This article would subtly imply that Queen Elizabeth considered giving the brooch to Camilla as a gesture of reconciliation after all the drama surrounding Charles's marriage. Can you believe the audacity? The article was supposedly incredibly convincing, aged fonts, faded print, the whole 9 yards. Laura supposedly showed it off like it was the real deal. But wait, there's more. They didn't stop at fake documents. They also tracked down an old palace servant, Edward Hargreaves, who had worked at Buckingham Palace for years. He was supposedly struggling financially, so they offered him a hefty sum to make a statement to the press. He supposedly claimed that he distinctly remembered Queen Elizabeth mentioning she wanted Camilla to have the brooch as a sign of family healing. I'm telling you, this plan was elaborate. And of course, they had their media contacts all lined up. They had pre-written articles ready to go, complete with photos, quotes, and those fabricated documents just waiting for the signal. Headlines like Camilla, the true heir to the lover's knot, and Queen's hidden wish revealed were all set to explode the moment the memorial speech began. Laura sent the trigger email, and the reporters were ready to pounce. Camilla, I heard, was a mix of excited and uneasy. She wanted that brooch so badly, but there was also a part of her that was terrified of getting caught. She knew that if they failed, it could destroy everything, her reputation, her standing, the crown's trust. But Laura, ever confident, assured her that the plan was foolproof. Meanwhile, over at Windsor Castle, Princess Anne's daughter, Zara Tyndall, was checking the Queen Elizabeth II memorial program and had trusted her with this task, knowing Zara's attention to detail. And that's when Zara saw it. Exhibit Lover's Knot brooch, Camilla's legacy. She was furious. That brooch was a personal gift from her grandmother to her mother. It had nothing to do with Camilla. Zara raced to find her mother, who was quietly reading in her sitting room. Anne was calm at first, but when she saw the program, her composure shattered. She was outraged that they were trying to rewrite history and steal the last relic of her mother's love and trust. Zara knew they had to act fast. That's when they turned to Clara Whitmore, a veteran photographer who had documented the royal family for years. She was known for her discretion and her sharp investigative skills. Zara asked Clara to follow Camilla and Laura and get proof of their scheme. Clara, being a loyal friend of the family, agreed without hesitation. Clara went undercover posing as a freelance journalist. She managed to sneak into restricted meetings at Kensington Palace, where she photographed Laura whispering with event planners and captured hushed conversations. Each night, she sent encrypted updates to Zara. One day before the memorial, Zara received an electrifying message from Clara. "I've got proof of Camilla and Laura's scheme. Meet me at the old cafe, 8:00 p.m. Zara's adrenaline was pumping. She knew this was their chance to expose the deception. That night, they met in a forgotten suburban cafe. Clara laid out the evidence: photos of Laura handing cash to an event organizer, the payment agreement for the fake witness, and a snapped image of a draft memorial program that labeled Camilla as the brooch recipient. Zara was furious. But there was more. Clara had planted a recorder in her bag during a press event and caught Laura on tape instructing a reporter to post the story the moment her mother spoke, with the headline, "The Queen's Wish for Camilla." Zara was determined to expose them as it happened. Clara revealed that she could access the Abbey's display screens thanks to an old technician friend. On Zara's signal, she would project the evidence for everyone to see. It was a huge risk, but Zara knew it was the only way to stop them. This was the final act, the collision of loyalty and ambition, and Zara was ready to face it head on. So, the day of the memorial arrives, right? London's all gray and misty, like the whole city's holding its breath. Inside Westminster Abbey, though, it's like a different world. Chandeliers sparkling, candles flickering, just dripping with history and, let's be honest, tension. Heads of state, royals, dignitaries, everyone's there, faces all somber and curious. The BBC and CNN are broadcasting everything to the entire world. Princess Anne sitting in the front row looking like she could cut glass with her stare. That lover's knot brooch is gleaming on her lapel, almost daring anyone to challenge it. Across the aisle, Camilla's putting on her best serene face, all polite smiles, but her eyes are darting around like she's calculating the odds. The speeches start and you could hear a pin drop. Then Camilla gets up to the podium, all flowing black gown and rehearsed emotion. She starts talking about how Queen Elizabeth trusted her, how the brooch is a symbol of unity, how it was the Queen's wish for her to carry on her legacy. She's laying it on thick, trying to win over the public. There's some applause, some nods, but you can feel the tension in the air. Then this old guy, Edward Hargreaves, the palace servant they paid off, stands up. He's all silver beard and trembling hands, and he starts saying how he heard the Queen say she wanted Camilla to have the brooch. It's like a hidden spark igniting. Laura Lopes gives a little nod and bam, articles start popping up online. Camilla crowned as the Queen's chosen heir. Elizabeth's secret wish revealed. The Abbey's buzzing, cameras are zooming in on Anne, and Camilla's feeling like she's won. Camilla even turns to Anne, all gracious and benevolent, and says, "Sister Anne, let this legacy rest with its rightful bearer. We are family and this honors our mother's will." The crowd starts applauding, and Camilla's pulse is racing. She can almost feel the brooch on her chest, finally secure. But then she notices Anne's silence. It's too deliberate, too fixed, and Zara's missing. A little flicker of doubt crosses Camilla's mind, but she tries to ignore it. The plan was perfect, right? Then an aide rushes to her side, whispering, "Ma'am, Zara's reached the tech crew. They're about to project something on the main screens." Camilla's blood runs cold. She tries to stop them, but it's too late. Someone's overridden the system, and then Zara steps forward. Her voice rings through the Abbey, clear and strong. "Stop this. Stop everything. This is a deception, a conspiracy engineered by Queen Camilla and her daughter Laura Lopes to steal my grandmother's legacy. They've bribed, forged, and manipulated to claim what rightfully belongs to my mother, Princess Anne." The Abbey goes silent. Thousands of eyes turn to her. Camilla's face drains of color. Laura's clutching her phone, whispering, "Mom, it's Zara. We've been exposed." But Zara's already given the signal. The screens behind the altar flicker and then explode with the evidence. Photos of Laura handing over cash, the payment agreement for Hargreaves, the leaked emails. Then the recording plays, Laura's cold voice instructing reporters to push the Queen's final wish narrative. Chaos erupts, gasps, shouts, fraud, shame. Give it back to Anne. Dignitaries are shifting, reporters are scrambling, outside the crowds are chanting, Camilla's frozen at the podium, trembling. Laura tries to run, but security intercepts her. Then, Sir Reginald Hawthorne, a royal council elder statesman, rises. He announces that there's no record of the brooch being transferred to Camilla, that it remains Anne's lawful possession according to the Queen's will. The Abbey explodes again, this time in cheers and applause. Justice for Anne and the Queen. Princess Anne rises, tears in her eyes, and turns to Zara. "You did it, darling," she whispers. Zara clasps her mother's hand, and in that moment, the memorial transforms into a reckoning. Truth has prevailed. Camilla and Laura are led away in disgrace, the crowd shouting, "Betrayers of the Queen!" The door closes behind them, leaving only the sound of retreating footsteps and the silence of ruin. Back inside, the lover's knot brooch gleams on Anne's lapel, a symbol of integrity and the unbreakable bond between mother, daughter, and queen. The memorial has become a testament to truth against corruption, light against greed, and as the organ swells again, it's clear that in the darkest corners of ambition, loyalty will always prevail.